All right. So, well, thank you everyone for joining. And I'm Mohini Aunty. Thank you for joining. Why I decided to do this call because most people ask me about access bars because you see all over my Facebook profile, Instagram, everywhere. I keep writing about what access bars, and many times people ask me what is exactly access bars. Yeah, access bars hai kya? Is it a therapy? Is it a healing modality? And people are not aware of what it is, and most people tell me that कुछ ऐसे points है ना acupressure जैसा है. That's what most people think of access bars. And one person asked me, do you do acupressure? And I said no. It's like नहीं वो कुछ तो आप करते हो ना. Okay, that is access bars. So there are so many misconceptions and misunderstandings about it. So I thought, why not do a webinar wherein we can speak about what access bars is, what access consciousness is, and why it is not just a modality, but also a way of life. The reason it is a way of life is because the tools of access consciousness are both the tools which work on body and the mind. Okay. So we don't call it body and mind, we call it body and being, because we all are beings and we are living in bodies. Okay. And as long as we are in these bodies, we have to make sure that we are completely in communion. What is communion? Communion is where you are so connected to your body that you and your body, you you work together. Okay. A lot of us believe that, many people say that I'm not the body, I'm the spirit, or I'm the soul. But what if we are a being living in a body, and as long as we live in a body, what if we can have this amazing connection, this amazing communion with our body, through which we can live our life happily at all levels, at physical level, which is the body level, at mind level, the thoughts, okay, emotions, spirit, and a lot more. But access consciousness is not something which I would say it's not spiritual, but it's more of awareness consciousness. Now, if that is something you feel it's spiritual, you could take it that way. But many people say, I don't believe in all these things. And I tell them, if you don't believe in anything, do access bars, because that will rather help you with giving you the tools and empower you. I personally don't believe in helping people, because when you say I'm helping people, you are putting yourself one notch above, and you are saying that I am helping you because I am someone. But when you say empower people, you are telling the people that, hey, listen, dude, you have the power within you, and I'm just showing you that you have that power. Okay, and that is why the motto or the mission statement of Access Consciousness is empowering people to know that they know. The reason I'm looking there is because my certificates are hanging there on my wall, and I want to make sure that I read it correctly. Empowering people to know that they know, which means you all are aware, you all have that power within you. But through the tools of access consciousness, you can access that power within you, thus making conscious choices. And that is the reason we call it access consciousness. Okay. Access consciousness was founded by Gary Douglas about 30 years ago. Very, very kind, very, very wonderful gentleman. Just was, I did this Choice of Possibilities course earlier this year with Gary Douglas. He's a 80-year-old man, and this modality has transformed so many people across the globe. And there are so many shifts which have happened in people's lives. So of course, if you read about access consciousness and you read the testimonials and all of that, if you read my testimonials, you will know about it. But the whole purpose of today's webinar is to speak about what access consciousness is beyond what we can think of. So I'm going to first tell you about my quick story. So, first I'm going to talk about access consciousness, what impact it has. We are going to also address some myths, misconceptions, and then towards the end, we will be taking question answers. Okay, I will be giving you all a chance to unmute. And if there is anything which you would require and you have a question, maybe write it down and we will cover it towards the end of this webinar. So I'll tell you my story. So I have a background in investment banking. I was an investment banker with Morgan Stanley, Royal Bank of Scotland, living a very linear life. Now, the reason I call it linear is because in the linear world, everything is cause and effect. You study, I did my MBA, I got a job, I started working, then you get promoted, you become manager, you become VP, you become director, then you retire, and then you get old and you die. This is the linear life what we've been told. Okay. And we all believe that that's the only way to live, right? Now, I was living my very linear life, but universe pushed me on this path and I discovered access consciousness. Now, before discovering access consciousness, I was also aware of Reiki, angel therapy, and a lot more healing modalities, which are definitely beautiful modalities. I know some of you have done card readings with me. Some of you have come for tarot card readings, angel card readings. Some of you have taken healing sessions with me. Some of you are my Reiki students. So all the modalities are beautiful. They are amazing. And we are not here to say that this modality is better or that modality is better. But what we are going to talk today is how access consciousness is a way of life rather than a healing modality. And very soon you will come to know why I'm talking of it. Now, in the year 2015, I quit my job and I decided to pursue something in terms of what I was called for. Okay, I would rather even say that it was not even a decision I took. Automatically, things started working in such an organic manner that I ended up doing this work, what I'm doing. I had never planned it till probably 2012, 13, even till 2014. I did not even think that I'm going to do something like this. I wanted to stay in my bank, earn a fat check every end of every month, travel the world, and slog my A out, and then say that, okay, this is life, retire at 60, probably have a lot of money. And that was what my aim was. But as I was in this corporate world, I realized that probably this is not what I want from life. Okay, now these thoughts are not loud and clear thoughts. When we think, most of us are not clear about what we are thinking. Many of us believe that मुझे कुछ ना off लग रहा है. I'm feeling something is off. But we don't know what it is. Okay, and over a period of time with all the inner work which happened, I realized things. But at that point of time, I was like, okay, this is not something which I want to do all my life. Maybe there is something more. And I wish I find what something more is that. Now in 2016, I had asked someone to do a tarot card reading for me, and I asked them that how would be my new career. Okay, मैंने ये start किया है. पता नहीं मैं क्या करने वाली हूँ, but this is something. And to my surprise, that person said, Ashwini, you did a mistake by quitting your job. Things don't look very good on your cards with this. Probably it might work, it might not work. Okay. And in 2 days, I was full of tension, full upset. बाप रे, अब तो वो जॉब भी गया, अभी वापस नहीं लेंगे मुझे. Now what should I do? And I was thinking, my God, did I make this mistake? Although in my heart, I knew that this was something which I was feeling really called for. But you know, when you quit something which is very normal and start something which is abnormal and weird, people will tell you. Like I used to meet my office friends. They used to tell me, "ये सब time pass काम करते हैं, people लोग तुझे पैसा देते हैं." And I used to be like, "What do you mean by time pass काम?" So you know, there were a lot of these points of view which used to come. And then I realized that for those 2 days after that person predicted that my new work will not go well, 2 days I spent crying. I cried till my eyes got swollen. My face became red. And I was like, okay, this is really weird. And I was speaking to a friend and I said, you know, this has happened. I'm in a really pathetic mood. मुझे पता नहीं क्या होने वाला है. मेरा life तो it's in doom. It's complete doom. It's gone now. And she said, what has happened? And I told her, you know, I'm feeling very heavy. So she started laughing and she said, you know, if you feel heavy about something, it's a lie. I was like, wait, what? If I feel heavy about something, it's a lie. What do you mean by that? So she's like, when you feel heavy about something, it's a lie. And the truth always makes you feel light. मैं बोला भाई ये कहाँ का है, ये क्या बोल रहे हो तुम? So she's like, see, anything. What do you mean by heavy? Heavy is where you feel no joy, where you feel immense sadness. बहुत बुरा लगता है, दुख होता है. But you know, people tell you have to accept that that's your reality. Okay? That's a lie. That's a lie for you. And when something makes you feel good, happy, joyful, it's the truth. Now, I was like, what? ये क्या है? She's like, in access consciousness ऐसे ऐसे होता है. Next thing I did was I went on YouTube and I put access consciousness, light versus heavy. I saw this beautiful video of Dr. Dane where he explains what is heavy and what is light. And I was like, wow. मतलब ये सब झूठ है. And then the next thing I did was in 2 days, I did my first Access Bars class. Okay. And I did my Access Bars class, and that class blew me away. Okay. It literally blew me away. And this was the first time in my life, in my adult life, or I would say post my childhood, this was the first time I felt so lively and so good. Okay. Because as a child, I was always full of possibilities. I used to believe in magic. I used to tell my parents also that, you know, aise magic hota hai. And, you know, I was always known for that. That child was always very happy looking at little things and all. But after my teenage, I think I still remember 7th, 8th ke baad, till the time I found access consciousness, I was living in that reality. हाँ, life ऐसी होती है, life difficulty होती है, अच्छे boss नहीं मिलेंगे, जॉब में डिफिकल्टी होगी, पैसे का प्रॉब्लम ही हो. यू नो, आई heard those beliefs from people, and when I would not have those beliefs, people around me would tell me कि, you know, एक दिन तुझे बुरा लाइफ में एक्सपीरियंस आएगा, फिर you will understand what life is really. A lot of times I was told that don't be so happy all the time because life is bad. And till the time I really encountered access consciousness, I lived with those thoughts. Okay. And I believed that कि life होता जाता है अपने को, life keeps happening, and we just are walking, like we are just blindfolded running from past to future with no control over anything, and we have no choice. जो मिलता है वो लेना पड़ता है, you know. And this was the first time in my life I felt so liberated. And I was like, wow, what is this? So in a typical bars class, I will come to what happens in a bars class. So in a typical bars class, you learn verbal tools, which means, you know, you must have heard me or watched my videos where I speak about right, wrong, good, bad, pot, pock, all nine, shots, boys. You know, I speak about all of that. I do the clearings. So verbal clearings बहुत होते हैं. I know many people who say that, you know, verbal clearings are amazing. And in addition to that, you also learn this process, which is called as bars. Now, what is bars? 32 points on our head, which gently touched can release anything. Now, this is not a healing therapy class, but these points, they carry beliefs. For example, how many of you believe that it's very difficult to earn money and money spend बहुत जल्दी हो जाती है, लेकिन बहुत मेहनत करते हैं तब पैसा कमाते हैं? How many of us are told that? और इजी मनी आ गए मतलब आप चोर हो या कुछ खराब कर रहे हो. इजी मनी नहीं आएगी और लाइफ इज फुल ऑफ स्ट्रगल. हाउ मेनी ऑफ अस फील दैट? कम ऑन, you have to share. Yes, I know, because we all were told that, right? We all were told that money is very difficult to get, jobs बहुत difficult मिलते हैं, and now market बहुत खराब है, आपको job नहीं मिलने वाली, blah and blah and blah. And every time you go for an interview, they tell you that no, the market is bad. Do you know you are asking for a job? How will I give you this pay? And you feel जो मिलता है लेना चाहिए. So, you know, we all grew up with those beliefs. Now there are points on our head which store these beliefs. Like, you know, I'm right now touching the money point. Okay, so when you touch the money point, gently, matlab, don't press it also, just gently touch it. And then we use the clearing statement. And then we release points of view about money. And we don't even need to know what are the points of view. Like, for example, one of the modalities which I practice, hypnotherapy, where we actually, it's again a beautiful modality. Trust me, it's a beautiful modality. But in hypnotherapy, we take you deep inside your mind and we look at what is the root cause and what happens and how things are and from where it is coming from. and then you release it. But in access bars, you don't even need to know what it is. You just have to release it. And then people who get their bars run, they say that, I got my bars run and yesterday I got 50,000 in my account. I don't know where it's come from. And then they realize that someone had not paid them for some work they had done and they got the money now. So basically, there are points on our head which store limiting beliefs. See, most of the things we believe which are truths are not truths but limiting beliefs. Okay. Now what happens is when we believe in those things, we don't understand ki kya ho raha hai, kyun aaya hai. Like, for example, you might be actively working very hard. You might be doing your best. You will be very talented at your work, but you're not getting the promotions. And some person in the office, is not even performing as well, is getting the promotions. And you wonder, मैंने किया क्या यार? I've been working so hard. And are people blind? So like money is one point. Then there are points for healing. There are points for body. There are points for joy and sadness. There are points for sexuality. There are points for aging. Basically, you ask it and it is there. So there are different points for different parts or different aspects of life, different parts or rather I would say different aspects of life. And these aspects can help you shift anything. So once you touch those buttons or touch those points and do the clearings, things start shifting. So in the class, I got my bars run 2 times and I gave bars to someone 2 times and I learned those clearing tools. Now the class actually blew me away because all the thoughts, feelings, emotions which were keeping me stuck had just gone and I was feeling light. After the longest time in my life, I was feeling so light and so happy about something. And I was like, wow, there is a way. A lot of people who have become access consciousness practitioners have found hope in their life. Okay, because a lot of times we believe there is no hope. And the reality in which we live, we are told that hope mat rakho, jada expectations mat rakho, right? But a lot of people started finding their hope. And from the place of hope, they started creating possibilities. And this has been now, there are thousands of facilitators across the globe. Okay. And each facilitator is there, out to spread this beautiful light of what access consciousness bars. Now, I felt good. Okay. So, acha to lag. Now, what happened after so I took my bars class, first bars class on 12th December 2016. Okay. And 26th December 2016, I still remember I was out to meet friends at which is that mall in Goregaon? Oberoi. I had gone to meet my friends. And we were planning for dinner and shopping and Christmas time. So I'm there and my friends are like 2-3 of them. They are trying out clothes and I'm in the mall and I get a call on my phone, unknown number. One person calls me and says, Ashwini, I saw your Facebook page. We want to have a training for our folks on 8th of January. Are you ready to? I was like, what? Wow, yes. Bolo mujhe kaun kya? Please. So they said that it's a training for a group of people. We are this company. And actually, we want to shortlist someone. So can you come to meet me tomorrow in our office, which was somewhere in the New Mumbai region. Like I stay in the central part of the city and the place was somewhere in the Navi Mumbai. Like I can come and meet you. I went there the next day and they said, we are not meeting anyone else. We finalized that you are going to do the training for us. And they were like, okay, we are going to also pay you. And they paid me well. And I quoted something. And they said, okay, we'll pay you that much. और उसके पहले मुझे लगता था मुझे जाना पड़ता है clients के पास. I have to pitch. Then they will say, I will not pay you. Or if I pay you, they will pay me एकदम peanuts. कुछ भी मतलब बकवास some amount. But this time they paid me. I quoted a little more than what I thought I would quote. And they said, okay, all right. And I did the training. I got paid. And it was wonderful. And I was like, wow. This was the first thing which happened. In another 10 days, I got another training in Pune. I traveled all the way there. And that was also a amazing full class full of experience. And again, I got paid well. In February, I was approached by a European company to work with them on a employee and employer relations, soft skills kind of work, where they were doing a case study, and they wanted me to participate as someone on the board. And I said, wow. And for one day, they paid me more than what I was earning as my monthly salary when I was working in the investment bank. Only for one day. I just went there 2 hours. मैंने कुछ बात किया. They took my, and they were really very kind people. 2 women had come from Europe and were really good, and it was almost like an advisory this thing, and just एक दिन काम किया, बस हो गया, खत्म. And I got paid. And I was like, okay, this is something, this is magic. कुछ तो मतलब है इसमें. I started doing my work after that. It just picked up, things started getting better. And here is Unicorn Insight and me. And then I, of course, over a period of time, I became an access consciousness facilitator because I felt if this is the magic, I wish I could share it with more people. And I wish more people know about it, because they say that if you know something which is empowering you, always share it with the people. Don't keep it to yourself. Like, don't keep the secrets to you. Share the secrets. So here we are sharing secrets. And so a lot of things started happening this way. Like, it's almost 6 years now. And if I see the way my work was then, and I was, I used to go idhar udhar sabke paas, please mujhe kaam de do, please. From there today, it's like, okay, hang on. I don't have time because I'm these clients. Can we meet next week? Or can we meet the week after? So this was how my work was then, and my work changed. Money. Okay, this was like money and career. My money reality changed totally. I moved into a new house last year amidst lockdown, which is at least twice as big as my old house is. It's all magical. Okay, so my money reality totally changed. Like, why I talk first about career and money reality, because these are the things which are tangible, which I can show you. I'm sitting in my office, which I've created like a complete space in my home. I take a center for my classes. So it's all magical. If you ask me, is it linear? Like, I have no answers, no clues of how I could have done it in a linear thinking manner. But it has happened, and it's beyond magical. And how does it get even better than this? So that's why I first began with money and career, because that is how your money reality absolutely changes. Your relationships. Okay, so now it's such a beautiful thing that over a period of time, a lot of people who were always judgmental, critical of me, non-supportive, those people who pull you behind your back, they talk bad about you, and basically someone who don't have your best interest in mind, all those people just went out of my life. Okay, they fizzled out. And initially I felt, okay, what's happening? And then over a period of time, you realize that they were never the kind of people who were supportive to you, or who were, as we call, as a contribution to my life. Now, whether those people are the people with whom I know professionally, worked with, friends, extended family, but all of them, whoever did not have my best interest in mind, or rather whoever did not contribute to my life, just fizzled out. Okay, and I would feel, okay, what's happening? Okay, ye log bhi ja rahe, okay, ye log bhi ja rahe. But then I got blessed with people, both professionally and personally, in my life, who only want my best, okay, who are a contribution to me, who are honest, who are trustworthy, and who are vulnerable. One of the best things about relationships is if you can be vulnerable to someone, only then you can create a good relationship. If you can't be vulnerable, if you have to hide things, then it's a fake relationship. Then it's not going to work. But I got all people in my life who are a contribution, who are vulnerable, whom I can trust, who trust me, who honor me, and my relationships have just blossomed over a period of time. And it's just beautiful the way it has happened. Body. I remember in 2016-17, whatever issues I was going through. So now I always give this example where I had some issue with my body, because of which I couldn't pursue the Zumba instructor course. And after which I did the Access Consciousness bars and the foundation, the body class, all of these are the Access Consciousness classes. And of course, I attracted the right kind of treatment. I attracted the right kind of doctors, the right kind of physiotherapists. Like one of my very good friends, Dr. Ridhima Gehi, who was my physiotherapist. Like I always tell her that we are very good friends now, but I always tell her that at that point of time, that was the exact kind of doctor I needed to help me get back with my body. So of course, with the right support from because you don't want medical professionals who tell you that, okay, this is your condition, that's it. You want people who say that no, this is going to only get better. Okay, so Ridhima actually helped me with that, and with the Access bars, getting my bars run multiple times, using the tools of Access Consciousness. I also did some advanced classes like the body class, foundation, of course, which come later. But of course, bars was the beginning of it. And I could finish my Zumba certification, the trainer certification. Most of you are aware that I also take Zumba classes. So a lot of things changed with my body. Um, a lot of things with body, I'll tell you, when you are aware of your body, when you and your body are in communion, in Access Consciousness, there is a very beautiful concept which they talk about body, is that we are a being living in a body. And when we are in communion with our body, everything starts shifting. And there is a point in the bars which talks about body. Okay, so when we gently touch that point, all the limiting beliefs we have. So we are told that we'll get old, our health will be bad, we can't look like a particular jo age may, the way you look at 25, you can't look good. After 25, you start looking bad. After 30, you look bad. You will never, your body will never be the same. You will get tired. All of these are limiting beliefs which we have stored in our body and we make it real. Okay, Gary Douglas, 80-year-old gentleman, traveled to India. He took 3 days class, right? And like in the choice of possibilities class, he put it so beautifully that what exactly we are and how will we connect to our body, and we make those choices from that space of light, heavy. How does our life look like? Rather than when we make choices, in this reality, in the reality in which we live, we make choices on the basis of right and wrong. But what if I told you there is nothing right, there is nothing wrong? In Access Consciousness, we make choices on the basis of light and heavy. So what is light for you is light for you. It could be heavy for someone else. Probably it could be heavy um, for your best friend, or it could be heavy for your boss. It could be heavy even for your partner. And we are not saying that, like husband ko ek cheez heavy lagti hai, wife ko dusri heavy lagti hai. It's okay, it's we each one of us is unique. And Access Consciousness helps us to embrace that uniqueness of what we are. So that was about body, relationships, career, about the world. How often we are told that the world is a bad place, things are getting bad, and things like din ba din bahut duniya bahut kharab hoti ja rahi hai. How many of us have heard that? I used to keep hearing that all the time. If we watch the news, they only talk about what mishaps are happening, how things are going really bad, how the world is going. So many things are being told, and I think that puts us constantly in the state of feeling bad about everything. And most of us are adults trapped in bodies which are worn out because we just are going through all of this. That's what we feel. But what if we start living like the way we live as when we were children? We used to jump all over, we used to play, we used to eat what we wanted. We used to say, if you don't like something, if your mother puts maybe say fruits in front of you and you don't like fruits, you tell her, no, I'm not going to eat this. And then when you feel like eating, you eat it. Right? And then we grew up and we thought that कि नहीं, इतने बजे ही खाना खाना है क्योंकि इतने बजे है, और अगर काम है, अगर मीटिंग के बीच में if I'm having food, I'm being called mannerless. But what are we doing to our bodies? Your body is hungry. Body is demanding food. So that awareness of when are you hungry, when do you want to use the loo, like simple things like people say that I can't use the loo for a long time because I sit at my desk. It was like, isn't that torture to your poor body? What has the body even done? And it has been termed as professional, right? So these are the beliefs. Like I realized that my entire life I was living in so many limiting beliefs, and with access consciousness, things just shifted. So the way we start looking at the world is beautiful, full of possibilities, full of so much is there. And you know that enthusiasm which you feel as now, with the way you felt as a child, is what Access Bars class can do for you. So basically, these were the changes which happened in my life post Access Bars. Now, when I talk about, like, this is something which I always say, that when people come to me for coaching and therapy, and I always tell them that do a full day Access Bars class and you become that power. Like, see, as a part of my practice, I love to see clients, and as I say, it's lovely to empower them. But when I still feel that when you do one bars class, you just start getting into that zone where you start creating a life for yourself. You start making powerful choices. You stop living in fear. And I always say that when you're taking the chota routes, like every day आप एक session ले रहे हो, उसके बाद एक session ले रहे हो. You're traveling by car or you're walking, and when you do a bars class, you just take a flight and you're like, okay, what happened? I moved to the next level of life. Radhika is smiling because Radhika has taken a bars class. So I'm sure a lot of us who have been there, done that, um, feel that kind of energy, feel that kind of shift in their body, in their life, in their possibilities, and life just changes. I'll give you another simple example. Um, when someone asks you, like, and now Chakshu so wanted to come for the call. She said, I'm not sure if I will be able to come, but I will try. Okay, but Chakshu is here. So this is exactly what a choice looks like. Okay, many times when we choose, they say that when we say that I choose, we create a demand to the universe. We tell the universe, this is what I would like to have. I don't know how, but get it in front of me. That is the power of a choice. That is how potent, how powerful a choice is. And in access consciousness, we just say choose. Okay, now what does it choose mean? Choose means make a choice. Now you will say, I would like to make a choice, but अदर थिंग्स है, मुझे ना एक शादी में जाना है, उसी दिन मेरी सास की बहन आ रही है, उसी दिन ये है. But what do you choose for yourself? Okay, so when you choose for yourself, and then people say that for my first bars class, I remember there was a girl who came from a very distant suburb, and previous night that she was saying I won't be able to make it. And I said, just choose and ask, what will it take for me to attend this class with ease? Because she so wanted to join that class. And, we just said everything which does not let you join this class, we now destroy and uncreate all of that. And then we use the clearing statement. And morning 10 o'clock, she's telling me I've left and I'm coming for the class. I was like, wow. So this is the power of choice. You feel the situations, you feel mujhe karna hai, but these things will not let things happen. But with access consciousness, I realized that the outside circumstances don't matter, only you matter. If you really want to choose something, if you want to create something, you will create. Then the other situations will die down. The other situations will be very minuscule. Some things like someone said that I wanted to come for the class, but I have guests at my place. I said, do you really choose the class? She said, yes. And then next 2-3 days later, she said, you know what, the guests are postponed. So I'm coming for the class. So I've seen this magic unfold in front of me. And this is not just for the class. This can apply for anything you're looking for in the office, maybe a promotion, maybe a job. It doesn't matter what it is, but you can create that. So that is how I would say it's a way of life. Now, these are the shifts I told you happened with me. But for all of you who are planning to join the class, okay, maybe you're planning to do the Access Bars class, what happens typically when you do an Access Bars class? First and foremost, you stop coming to a conclusion. What do you mean by coming to a conclusion? What do you think coming to a conclusion means? Can anyone say? Okay, for example, you are applying, someone is applying for jobs. Okay, they applied for jobs to 5 places. 4 places में rejection आ गया. They come to a conclusion that the job market is bad. I'm not good enough. इस दुनिया में सच्चाई की कोई जगह नहीं है. कितना भी मेहनत करो कुछ नहीं मिलता है. I'm unlucky. These are conclusions. Okay, but I tell you that hang on. Instead of coming to a conclusion, ask a question. What question would you ask? Okay, so the next step is, like the first step is you don't come to a conclusion. The next step is you be in the question, which means, okay, I'm looking for a job. 4 जगह से rejection आया है. Okay, what will it take for me to have a job, to get a job? You don't need to answer that. So when you ask what will it take for me to get a job, you're not going to say I have to write my CV, I have to do this. Okay, let that things come to you. But you're just asking this question to the universe and putting it out there. Okay, you are doing your work of applying to companies, sending your resumes and all of that. So people have seen that they asked this question, like sab jagah se rejection aaya tha. One person was about to pack his bag and go back to his native town, and मैंने उसको बोला एक last बार, just keep asking. So he asked, like he was one of my client's husband. So she said उसको अगर job नहीं मिलेगा, we are going back to our native because इधर नहीं रह सकते. Said okay, just tell him once, ask. So he asked this question and he told her कि जो भी है ना आप कर लो, जो question करना, I'm so desperate. And he was almost about to pack. So he went to meet. So he said कि अभी हम लोग ये month के end में we are going back to somewhere they lived in Rajasthan or somewhere, like their family lived. So she said कि हम लोग शायद चले जाएंगे अभी. So tomorrow he is just meeting a few friends कि ऐसे ही बहुत घर पे बैठ के he had lost his job and he was looking for a new one. So he was like this girl had done access bars with me. उसके husband की story. So so he asked the question and all of that. And next day he went to meet his friends. ऐसे ही बोर हुआ था घर पे बैठे बैठे. So the friend was apparently his friend's wife or someone in his family, sister, I don't remember, was in a human resource. So he said कि तो CV तो भेज देखते हैं, let's see what we can do. And he immediately sent a CV. And that evening, next day evening, he got a call. Okay, that come for the interview. Third day he went for the interview. उसी दिन 3 इंटरव्यू हुए. उसके बाद मंडे को फिर से उसको बुलाया and the final HR interview happened. And वो टिकट्स निकालने वाला था जाने के. जो टिकट्स निकालने वाले के पहले का डे था, he started working and he got a job where he got paid. He was underpaid in his previous job and then he was sacked and he was like, he made redundant and the family went through a turmoil because they had children and all of that. And now, if I put this out as a case study, many people say that, is it real? But this is what people have experienced in their lives. So the first thing is, do not come to a conclusion. The second thing is, every topic, ask a question. So this was what I learned. Now you ask me, how do you learn to ask this question? So in the class, we train you how to ask a question depending on your situation. What questions you can ask, how you can ask questions. Because over a period of time, you will, like right now when I sit with clients and I do their clearings, I've been trained, right? So, and it's very easy, but in the class, we just walk you through how to ask question and how to make it. The third and the most important thing is handling judgment. How many of us handle judgments? How many of us hate judgments? How many of us feel that, अरे मैं उधर जाती हूँ ना, सब आंटी लोग, फैमिली में लोग मुझे बहुत जज करते हैं. And how many of us are afraid of those judgments? Come on. No one? Radhika, Chakshu, yes. I think Dipti is also saying a yes. Yes. Right? Manisha is saying a yes. So most of the time, we fear judgment and we feel that judgment makes, how do you feel? You feel contracted, you feel shrunk, right? After a judgment. And you feel कि यार मुझ पे सचमुच कुछ problem है. That's why and I don't like to go to those places. So I'm not telling you go to those places. If you don't like to go, don't go. But don't be impacted by judgments of people, because when you align with someone's judgment of you, you give them the power. Okay, when you align with judgment of someone, You give them the power and you stop being you. You completely stop being you. And if you are not being you, how will you be the potency in this world? Right? So, access consciousness tools help you to handle judgment. And what if for every judgment you received, you would make money? Imagine every judgment you receive, you make 10,000. You receive, huh? You don't fight with them. You don't say, shut up, you're not going to say this to me. Nor you go back in the corner and cry, मुझे ऐसे करते हैं सब लोग मुझे बुरा बोल. No, we are not going in both places. We receive the judgment and we say, oh, wow, I received a judgment. How cool is that? How cool I am. What's my power? What's my potency that people like to judge me? Do you think these film stars, they get trolled so much? Like, I feel so bad. Like, people get trolled. Like, they are sharing something. Like, Priyanka Chopra shares some nice post, and like, I personally admire Priyanka Chopra a lot, and people write hate comments below. But do you think these celebrities, it does, it does impact them? Right? No one cares. Because they know what they are and they live in that spirit, that potency. And that's the reason they make so much money. Right? So imagine for every judgment you received, you went somewhere and people say, oh, you're looking so, this thing, your hair has become like this. You've become fat. And imagine, wow, every time someone says that, and you go in the head and say, 10,000, 20,000, imagine how much money you will make. But how to handle those judgments, we learn about those tools. Like this is one of the most potent tools of access consciousness which we use. Also with access consciousness, you can't be manipulated. How many of you feel that I'm a bichara hu, दुनिया पूरी मेरे साथ बुरा व्यवहार करती है, I'm so nice, but people treat me bad? How many of us feel that? And how many of us stay there and lose our power? With the tools of access consciousness, one thing happens is you will not be manipulated. At least you have the tools which if you use properly, you will not be manipulated. And your awareness will be high. So you will know who is talking, who is saying a lie. And many people have that intuition, but they don't know how to act. Like I know people who tell me, Ashwini, मुझे पता है कि सामने वाला झूठ बोल रहा है, लेकिन I don't know how to behave. So the tools will help you deal with those manipulative people with more ease. Okay, so as I said, your awareness shoots up. Awareness is not just intuition, but your intuition and everything else, which can help you make more powerful choices. That's your power, your superpower. And finally, this is something which I often talk about for people who are having panic attacks, anxiety attacks, feeling ungrounded, insomnia, not being able to sleep, thoughts, all of that. Okay, you will be able to handle all of that. You'll get more grounded in your body because we talk about that 99.99% the thoughts are not even yours. You're absorbing it. So if you're feeling that yucky, sad, today I shared something on Unicorn University group, which Dr. Dane here, the co-founder, had shared that when you're feeling that energy, it's not even yours. But we feel it's yours and we stay with that energy. Illness, sickness भी अपना नहीं होता है. We buy that, okay, दुनिया में अभी ऐसे हो रहा है, सब बीमार पड़ रहे हैं. So, you feel that is also yours. But what if you just keep doing using the tools and you just keep, releasing all that thoughts? So we learn about all these tools in your Access Bars class. The verbal tools, which you can speak. I give you a manual. So you get a Bars manual in the Bars class. In the Bars manual, all the tools are there. We also have information about those 32 points on your head. And, most of every Access class is different. Like I've taken more than 22, 23 classes till now. Every class has been different. Okay. Even if people have repeated the classes with me, they say that the previous class was different and this class is different. Because every time the person who joins in for the class, with the energy they bring you, whatever right now they are, whatever has been going on with them, when we talk about it, that is what they clear. And, it's like a compounded effect because When you share something and you clear something, everyone else in the class benefits. Okay. So you're able to handle panic attacks. A lot of people who have been diagnosed with depression and all of these, they have taken their bars, they have taken the bars class, and they started making more powerful choices, and life has been changed. Okay. So that's the reason I say access consciousness is not a healing modality, it's a way of life. You use the tools, you use the tools in your everyday life. If you're going to the market and if you feel that market mein bhaji khatam ho gayi, you can use the tools. Your cook is not coming today, your cook says, Didi, मैं आज नहीं आने वाली हूँ, घर पे कुछ काम है. And you have guests coming in and you use the tools and you get some support. Maybe you get another maid who comes and says, I will help you do the chopping of the vegetables and all. Or you're coming back home from work and you don't have cabs. There are no cabs, there are no Uber, and you use the tools, and from somewhere the Uber comes. So, I had this instance where I was out with one of my cousins to get my nephew at the airport, and we were just not getting cabs. And there was a big queue, or a cab mil hi nahi raha tha. And I kept on using the tools, kept on using the tools. And the next thing I see is I get a cab from nowhere. And we don't even have to stand in the queue. We directly go and sit. People are standing there in the queue. They are looking at us. People ask me, how do you do that? I don't do it cognitively. There's nothing linear. It just changes the way. But you have to use the tools. You can't just come to an access class and listen to everything and not use the tools. So use the tools. Because the tools work. Right? Hotel reservations, flight tickets, upgrades. I've got so many upgrades in life, like lounge access and business class travel, all of that. You name it and it's there. Okay. When stuff goes with body, okay, giving ease to the body. These are some of the things. I think I can write a whole book about what all I have created with access consciousness. Like my whole life is an example of what access consciousness tools have given me. Because when my building went for redevelopment, most people say that building is gone for redevelopment, 10 saal nahi banega. And I used to just every day keep using the tools and poke and pod. And we got our house within four years. And amidst lockdown. And how does that get even better? So I have so many instances which I can share with all of you. And this is how the life has become magical. And I always feel, every class I take, so the last class we had was where we had someone who flew down from Orissa to do the class. And the class was full of magical possibilities. Okay. We have doctors who have joined the class. We have people from the corporate world who have seen their lives changing. I have seen people who are in the creative field, their lives changing. I've seen people who are in the legal field. Like I have some clients who are lawyers and they have seen big shifts in their career. People have, and this is how I feel that you just walk the way with me and I just show you the way and you find that because you have the power within you. Here I'm not saying that I'm someone great and you are not. In fact, we all are that energy, that space consciousness. But in this class, we introduce you to that power within you and then you use that power to make your life even better. Okay. So that is what I wanted to share about the Access Bars class. It's happening on 26th and 27th, 2 half days class, like from the morning about 9:30 a.m. till 1:30 p.m. With a break in between on both days. Now, the reason I do it 2 days because one full day becomes a little hectic sometimes because there is so much which you're experiencing, so much is going through. It's either a full day class or a 2 half day class. I typically prefer a 2 half day class. It's happening 26th to 27th. It's happening in Matunga at my center and Matunga West. And I would really look forward to see if any one of you who are on this call who are choosing, or even people who watch this later are choosing it. I would love to see you there. And I'm going to open this line for questions because we have 8 minutes more to go. So if anyone has questions, please ask. Please unmute yourself and ask. And I really had a good time talking about this magic. So looking forward to hear from you. Please ask questions, Penny. Come on, questions empower, conclusions disempower. Please empower yourself and ask questions. Anything you would like to know about what the Access Bars class, what will it cover? Anything. How will it help me? I don't know if I want to choose it. I really don't know. कुछ तो होगा questions. Moini auntie. Hello, Moini auntie.
Hello, Ashwini. I wanted to ask about this bars. You say कि I am taking the bars, then you have to take it yourself, or you have to go to somebody to take the bar?
Okay, so in class, we teach you how to run bars on others. Okay, and you receive the bars treatment from someone. We pair you in the class. Okay, like for example, if you and Chakshu are in the class, you will run Chakshu's bars, Chakshu will run your bars. Okay, that will happen when we will actually put you on the therapy table and you will do that. But that is how you learn. So I teach you that, okay, this is the point. This is how you keep the hand. This is the hand position. Okay. And that is just the beginning, because we also teach you the tools, the verbal tools. And we give you a manual, we give you those charts. Okay. And we as facilitators get those charts and manual, which we share with you. We also show you video where the Gary Dane talk about what bars is like. It's a complete, like we completely put you in a place where you understand. And okay, we don't use the word understand there, but I will say it for the purpose of this class, that you completely learn all of that. Okay, so you can run bars on others. You can receive, like, of course, after the class, you can run others bars. So if someone, like I have people ask me, like, especially people who are into the healing work, they ask me, can I run on clients? Of course you can. What if I'm not a healer and I don't want to run it on clients? I say that you always use it for your good, like there are gifting and receiving sessions where you give and receive bars and something in your life just shifts. Okay, and you become a part of the whole Access Consciousness universe where you now have the tools at your disposal. You get access to all the emails from Gary and Dane, because I also register you on the Access website.
No,
Okay.
I wanted to ask, in the class is okay. I am running on somebody and somebody is running on me. Otherwise, if I want to have, then I
Of
have to
course.
go to somebody, or I can do on myself.
So, okay, now you can go to somebody to run your bars. Okay. Bars is something which people ask me, can I do it on myself? Yes, it's not that you can't do it on yourself, but we recommend to get it from someone, because that is more kindness to you. Because when you receive a bars therapy, a bars treatment, it is something else. And everything is possible. You can get it run on yourself and all of that, but receive it. Now, but you have people who will run for you, because now you are a bars practitioner. Rather than you getting it run from someone else, you can also do what we call as a swap. Okay, and of course, and if you just would like to receive that treatment from me and you would like to come and receive, I will be happy to. But with class, I mean, with just receiving one bar session, agar aapko 50% shifts milte, so with a bars class, I think the shifts go to 500%. The impact is much more. The impact is much more. Thank you. Thank you for asking that.
Thank you. That question only I had. That is why I attended this webinar.
Good, good. I'm
said,
happy to say.
I have done so many times. I have run my bar so many times. I say so many times. That means you have to be with somebody else that who will run the bars for you.
Now we have in our all the people who have done classes with me, they all get together and they run each other's bars. Also, if there is someone probably who may not be even my participant, but maybe someone who lives in your area, and the person says that, hey, you are a bars practitioner too, I'm a bars practitioner too, let's swap. So she runs for you and you run for her. Okay, that also happens. We have a group where we share. There are groups across the internet where people say that I would like to swap my bars. You just get it.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions? Anyone? Anything anyone would like to share about bars and very quiet group, huh? I'm the one who is yapping all the time. No questions, nothing to share? Yes, Chakshu. Please unmute yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, I just unmuted myself. I just, to share, just a simple thing. After running the bars, it was, clarity, more clarity of
Yes.
what to do. I'm not saying it's completely clarified.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely more clarity of
A lot of clarity.
how to go ahead with the stuff that I definitely see.
Yes. So I'm sure you felt a lot of clarity after you getting a Barson. Are you
Yes.
okay? I think I lost your voice in between. So so is that all? The clarity you got a lot of clarity. That's what you would like to
Yeah,
share.
a lot of clarity, a lot of specifications
Yes.
on there's a certain direction that you should be moving in. And sometimes it's not just clear how to do that.
Yes.
So, yeah, even though it's not all solved and stuff, yeah, definitely there is been a step closer to how it
Correct.
can be done for me personally.
Correct. I know, and you know that's what like I still feel that all the time. Like if there is nothing, kuch bhi nahi hai, though I just said it. I just want to get my bars run, because when I get my bars run, I know something shifts, and it's such a beautiful. It's a gift. It's, I would say, an access bars class is the kindest thing you could do to yourself. Like I always talk about that, because yeah.
And
Thank you.
yeah, definitely there's more calm.
Yes, for sure.
Tensions,
For sure.
I would say.
Wow. Thank you for sharing, Chakshu.
Most welcome.
Is anyone would like to share anything? Manisha, Dipti, Radhika. Okay, yes, Radhika is here. Yes, Radhika.
Yeah. So I did my access bars with you, and
Yes.
after that, as Chakshu said, that there is a lot of calmness in me. Like I used to get really hyper, and my tendency was to react quickly. So that has definitely like gone down. And one thing which I've observed with me is that I have become more aware. Yeah.
Yes.
So awareness has definitely increased. It's like taking from a third person's perspective, and now like I'm trying to evaluate like how can I do that in some another way,
Being in
what
the
are the
question.
different possibilities. So not stopping at just one solution. Maybe I have different aspects to it. So that is it.
Absolutely.
I mean, that is being very helpful in raising like my daughter also, because
Yes.
it is also helping me that I have become much calmer than I was like
Absolutely.
before. Yeah.
Absolutely. So we had one call about a few months ago where we spoke about access bars for working women, because working mothers, because a lot of time for mothers, I know mothers are juggling a lot of things, and access bars just gives you that calmness, that clarity, and that grounding to know what to choose. And I think that's the beautiful part about this modality. Amazing. Thank you for sharing that, Radhika. Thank you. Anyone else? Any question? Any sharing? Anything you would like to know? We are almost time. Manisha, is there anything you would like to know?
I can just ask one question. When are you coming to my place and conducting a session?
Very soon, very soon. You're in Dubai, right?
Yes, I'm waiting.
Sure, very soon, very soon. Let's let's choose for 2023, and I would love to do that. So for sure. And I so
I'm
wish you were.
waiting for this.
All right, come all this thing. We are going to get there. Okay, we are getting there.
And I have a personal session with you. I don't know whether you have given me certain statements. I
Yes.
had that.
Yes.
So that has helped me a lot. So
Superb.
I'm just wishing I wanted to know more about Access, and that's why I joined this session.
Thank you for joining. Thank you for
Uh,
joining. And I hope you got a lot more clarity on it. But yes, we are definitely coming to Dubai, and then we will do the class there.
So I'm just waiting you to come to my place and conduct session.
How does it get even better and better? All right. Thank you, Manish.
Okay. Thank you.
Anything, Dipti, you would like to say?
Yeah, I had attended your money access consciousness class.
The money.
Like actually, yes, it was very nice, very powerful class.
Yes, the money class.
And it actually helped me also a lot because ये एक claim काफी time से अटका पड़ा था. It was around 1 lakh का claim जो अभी last week ही मेरा clear हुआ. So I
How
really
does it
feel-
get even
yeah.
better? This is amazing. And
Very
this
happy.
is
जब
how
मुझे जब
magic.
जरूरत था पैसों का, I somehow it reached. So it was good.
You created it, darling. Please
Yeah.
give yourself credit for that. You created it. You created it with your magic. And you know that magic never goes. So thank you for sharing that, and more than happy to contribute on that front. And I know the class we had was a fun
It
class.
was very good, very good.
Yes, yes. Superb. Thank you so much for sharing that. I guess we all have shared and we all have spoken. And I hope to see you all very soon. And for all of you who would like to choose the class, which is happening on 26th, 27th, this Saturday, Sunday. So, I've kept it on Saturday, Sunday, so that office ka kuch chakkar nahi hota hai. You can come here. I give you breaks in between for food, and, we have a place where you can have ample space to listen, relax, learn. And we give you breaks in between, carry a paper, pen. I give you the notes. And class kam party zyada hoti hai, because by the end of the class, people are just enjoying having fun. See my last batch, all bunch of amazing, magical, super duper people, like dhamal karte bahut whenever they meet. So 26th, 27th is the next bars class. The next one after that will be later next year, 2023 May. So make the most of it. I would love to see you all. And please get in touch with me. Radhika is also here on the group. Radhika does, she does my all client management. She's a magical person herself. So, you can either get in touch with her or me, and to register for the class. And you just don't need anything. You don't need any background. You just need to come and choose that. That's it. Okay. So thank you everyone for being here.